here. First of all, before we get started, let's go ahead and introduce, for those of you who have not had a chance to say hello, please take time to say hello to Dr. J.J. Meyer. J.J.?
Hey, hi everybody. This is a really exciting day to get to do a call from MBT Studios. This is the television studio where we're going to be shooting our shows in the next few months, sometime in 2015. And we're also here with Trip Mayhew. Say hello, Trip.
Hey, you guys. How you guys doing? Yeah, so we have, 4 computers open right now. We got emails coming. We want to show you some pictures of the studio. We got questions open. So it's a crazy little Saturday. We even have the producer of a lot of the television shows here, George. So excited to be here. I don't know how many questions we're going to go through. Do you even know, Scott?
Yeah, well, we're just going to try to answer as many as we can. We try to keep these Saturday trainings to about an hour long, so we can handle a lot. So please don't be bashful. There are no dumb questions. We may not be able to answer them all because we may not have time, or there may be some things that we can't answer at this point in time. But please feel free to type your questions in, and we'll get started. We're going to be able to kind of like have an open roundtable. Trip has actually taken a few pictures. So in just a moment, we're going to just pause showing the screen while we retrieve those pictures on the computer here so we can pop them up and you can get a good idea. So, but let's go ahead and just look. Here's a question from Eileen. Eileen, you asked.
I'll take it. Go ahead.
Okay. For the nutritional patches, are those safe for individuals with diabetes and heart disease? Also, are there any ingredients in these patches that anyone should be aware of that have specific allergies, such as I have allergies to seafood and iodine? Thank you.
So, Eileen, this is Trip, and I'm going to go ahead and take this call, or this specific question. I'm going to actually mark this and give you a specific answer that I'm going to get you on everything you're asking. But for today's call, I want to give you kind of a generic answer, which is anything that has to do with people that have any conditions, whether it's heart disease, diabetes, allergies, seafood, iodine, anything of that nature. I'm always going to ask you to seek the advice of a physician. That we are not physicians. We don't make any claims to be, and we don't make any health claims with regards to the company. We're going to have an ingredient deck. Is that right, JJ? That everyone's going to have the ingredient deck that they will be able to use and take to the physician. But with regards specifically to your allergies to seafood and iodine, I'm going to get with you privately and find out what product you're interested in and go ahead and answer that question offline. But in general, I would say consult a physician.
Absolutely. You have to always, do your own research and exploration. There's thousands of pages online for this information. When you order your weight release patches, you get the ingredients, the ingredient listing in there. It will also be up on our website with the definition of what that ingredient is in there to do. So at the moment, we have no contraindication of any type on ingredients, but it is all very personal to each person, and we cannot address specific medical questions and advice. That has to be done with your physician.
So I hope that answered your question, and I'm sure it did. Always make sure anybody using products, if you have any questions, please make sure you do check with your doctor or physician.
Okay, can I interject one thing? Because I'm getting a bunch of texts about all we can see is the wave.
So
that's all you will see.
Yeah.
There is no slide presentation today, but we are going to try to upload as we speak some pictures from the television studio that we've been shooting this morning. So
yes, for those of you that are joining us, this is not a business presentation. Some of you that had guests that are getting ready to join wanted to be included in this question and answer, so you can ask some questions before you move forward. So this is not a business presentation. On Saturday mornings, we do 1 hour of training, and normally it is a presentation that does involve some sort of a webinar production. But today, this is basically a question and answer session. Trip is going to be putting some pictures up here momentarily. We want to answer a couple of questions to get started. Okay, so let's go on here. I've got just a couple of other questions that were sent in. Here's one that's more of the business side. Bob Nance, he asked about just a very short, what we call elevator pitch for people that when you're building your My Results business, what we do every Sunday through Friday is we do a 30-minute or roughly a 30-minute live business presentation. And the purpose of this presentation is to do all of the work for you, to present the opportunity, to be able to talk about the products and the compensation plan and just really cover all of the bases. And so what Bob's question is really how do I get people with a 10-second or 15-second little what we call elevator pitch to attend the daily webinar. So really what my thought is really what makes us very unique is that we are a direct response network marketing company. So we're different than other companies. So in an elevator pitch, you really want to really hit on a point that you could get somebody's attention. So it could be something as simple as, hey, JJ, listen, I don't know if you'd be interested, but I have found out about a very new business model with a brand new company that is just starting up. It's really exciting because it's very affordable, and they're going to be using the power of television and radio infomercials to promote our products, services, and opportunity. So it's really going to be a very unique way of generating some income from home. Would you be open to taking a look? That's about a 15 to 20 second little elevator pitch. And if the person says, hey, that sounds really interesting, tell me more. Well, listen, we don't do any of that work ourselves because we simply don't have the information that the company does. And every day they present a live business presentation. Tonight, our presentation is at, and if I was on the West Coast, I would say 5 o'clock Pacific time. Are you available? And if not, then what we do is we always post our recorded or a series of our recorded presentations so that you can go to our YouTube channel, which is located at youtube.com. And then you click on My Results, you search for that, it will take you to our channel. And when you click on our channel, there's a lot of things that we have posted, and we always have one of our recorded or a few of our recorded business presentations, and so you could send them out a link. Go ahead, JJ.
Okay, I'm going to take a stab at that too, because, I've spent the last 10 years now in direct response television and had a fabulous time and created a tremendous income and all of that. So as people ask me, gee, what are you involved in now? And now you can use this same answer or parts of it. I say, I'm in the television business. I'm in the direct response business. I sell products and services on television. You always have somebody's attention at that point.
Exactly right.
So maybe if you would choose to lead with that, oh, I'm involved in a new project or a new business, whatever word is most comfortable for you. I'm involved with a new business that's going to be on television, and it involves the industry that all of us need. And so then they're going to go, oh, really?
Right.
Yeah.
And what JJ is saying there, it's those buzzwords that people go, wow, that's different than what I'm doing, because there's a lot of people that are just used to word of mouth, sending emails and things like this. And this is going to be different. And so you want to just get their attention. And the reason we're doing these presentations every day except Saturday for you is not just for you to come as members, you who are already consultants. You want to make sure that you bring your guests, because this is building the foundation. Everybody wants to get to the point and time where we're going to be able to come into MVT and do our programs. But in order to do that, we have to build our foundational base right now. So that's, Bob, a couple of examples of the things that you could use to get people to the presentations. Let's see here. Here's one. Here's one that actually is really going to be for JJ. This gal, Leslie, she said here, just found out that only 15 people are involved in the weight release protocol. is that a very small, that seems like a very small amount for testing group. Why are you guys did not do a group of 50 or more? I would have been happy to be part of it. So maybe you can answer Leslie there, JJ.
Okay, well, I'll be happy to answer. Number one, every human being we've talked to wanted to be part of the test group. We did have over 50 people apply to be part of it, but there are parameters that have to be adhered to in launching what is called an anecdotal study. So it had to be gender balanced, it had to be age balanced. There were so many points that we had to pay attention to, and a 15-person group is very manageable. We already know that the product works. The purpose of the test is not to see if the product works. Of course, the product works. What we were testing is, number one, we want our own people to give us feedback and ask the pertinent questions, record their own data on their progress, which of course we are tracking as a company. More importantly, because we already knew that the weight release patch is an effective product, what we're also testing, and I will say getting wonderful, amazing, positive feedback on, is our product philosophy. We don't need to do a product training on this. It takes no training to show someone how quick it is to put a patch on, wear it all day, take it off at night. So product training isn't what we needed to concentrate on. What we are creating is an entirely new language and thought process around weight release. So we did choose 15 people. We may run, another test group. We can't answer that at the moment. But
I think we can. I think there will be more trials and more opportunities. So I think Leslie's going to have definitely an opportunity to get involved.
Probably so, because we may run different studies from different perspectives.
Exactly.
All right. So I hope that got your question answered, Leslie. I know that we're excited about the things that are happening, the results we're getting, and we're going to be able to address that further. Let me see here. Let me see if I can find another question.
I have one that just came in on a text. So Trip, I'm going to let you handle this because you are spending so many hours operationally to get our legs up and under us. So of course, people want to know when might they be able to order their own weight release patches.
Yeah, so great question. We just got to the studio about a half hour ago, and I brought some of our secret product all packaged up and formulated for some people that are here. We are super close. I would say within the next 2 to 3 weeks that we're going to go into our pre-launch, and I'm pretty confident about releasing that, and I like to be conservative. I know we said sometime in November, but I'm hoping for a November 15th pre-launch. We'll actually be able to sign up as a customer or a consultant. You'll be able to purchase one or a combination of our product, and you'll be able to get them in your hands. And I'm shooting for the 15th. I'm hoping for better. And but no later than I would say 3 weeks.
Yeah, and just be careful as people that are already consultants. When you're talking to people, don't say, "Hey, they absolutely told me that we'd have it by the 15th." We really want to be a company that under promises and over delivers to you. So if we could get them out earlier, if we can get them out by the 15th, but just be a little bit vague with people. Say, "I'm hearing around the middle of the month." Cal out in Minnesota had asked about taxes and things like that. It's no different, Cal, with us. You're going to, at the end of the year, you're going to receive a 1099 from the company that's going to show you all of the commissions that you earned. So you're just going to make sure that you're responsible to make certain that you keep your records. Remember, you also want to have a good tax person that can give you advice as to the things that you can legally deduct, and you'll need to keep good records for yourself. You have something, Trip?
Yeah. So, Cal, it looks like the question also is asking about sales tax. And to make it really, really simple, whatever the laws are within your state, whether it's Minnesota, South Dakota has laws specific to network marketing and other things that we do, but any cross-functional or any sales tax, they're going to be no different than the sales tax that whatever the laws are applicable to the state. So that's another thing that we're kind of putting together on the back office. But I think that answers your question.
Yeah, and then question number 2 that he has would be, will we be subject to the circumstances and regulations that necessitate the well-known statement on OTC non-prescription sales? These statements have not been examined by the FDA, etc. I do not want my clients to be making claims that they would affect the integrity and legalities of my results. How do I cover this with my downline?
So first of all, I commend you for being the voice of what makes common sense. And just like you mentioned, obviously we can't make any statement claims, any income claims, any factual claims with regards to FDA approval or that nature. So every single page on our website and on your website will have an FDA disclaimer. There's also an FDA disclaimer in the product when we ship it out. And then obviously it's an education from our training calls like we're doing now, to our communication to our downline, all the way to the email communication. And hopefully we will, stay ahead of the curve. It takes a whole legal team sometimes to catch people because they want to make their own websites. They want to make their own marketing materials, and all that marketing materials per our policies and procedures actually has to go through legal at our company. So, common sense dictates that you can't make any health claims or income claims.
Right. And make sure that you also know that if you want to publish any of your, create any landing pages or advertising, that before you post it in any public domain, including flyers or anything else, that you make sure you submit it to My Results for approval, because that is in the policies and procedures. Real quick, Dell has asked very quickly, I hate to be a stickler. I imagine you'll be recording this for future members. Yes, absolutely. We record any training events, and occasionally we don't record every single business presentation. They'd just be overload. So we try to take some of our best and we update these and replace them on our YouTube channel. So yes. Are we posting our trainings? I posted last week's training up on our Facebook closed group support page. Are we doing that with what the trainings do, or are we just going to leave it up on YouTube?
I think that all of our trainings, whether it's just the wave or an actual slide presentation, the audio is going to go up on YouTube, and then the YouTube will post to the Facebook group.
Okay, so there you go. So Dell, you can always get the trainings and special events. They'll be put onto obviously the YouTube channel, and that will automatically then repost into our Facebook. For those of you that have not got signed up, if you're a member, we have our closed group. You have to request to join. We verify that you are an active consultant with My Results, and then we will go ahead and accept you. And that is at Facebook, or My Results Facebook support. Is that what it is? Or
the consultant group?
Yeah.
I would just say, it's going to be it's in our back office. There's a link to it. Your upline will have a link to it. I don't know the exact domain URL, but you can also, within Facebook, go to the search and search for My Results and add yourself to the group. Admin will approve you and you'll be in.
Right. Will we be available? Chris asked, will we be available in Spanish?
Great question. Should I give him the trip answer, or should I just give him? We got to launch this company first and foremost, and once we get launched, we're gonna, I believe, look, for our attorneys and go through all the legal processes of growing it. We don't have our website; it's not translatable yet, and I don't have a time frame on when that's going to be. Nor are our products in Spanish, so that's quite an endeavor, physically, financially, emotionally, and spiritually to do. But we're gonna do our best to get it to grow, but we're kind of in beta launch here, so tough question to answer.
And Chris, you asked in this one I can take. It says, how do we convince people to join with no product? Well, first of all, you don't want to have to ever try to convince somebody. they should want to join. It is an opportunity for them to make business, to create their own business. We have a fabulous business plan. We also have incredible products. We just have not started to ship. Of course, Trip just gave you an update on that. So this is really an opportunity and a business for people that have great vision, that know where we're heading. So this should be for people that are saying, I want to be part of this. There's only a few hundred people right now. And of course, if you know what positioning means in a business at an early juncture, you are on your way.
And Chris, the only thing that I would add, this is Trip, the only thing that I would add is for people that are not familiar with the business model or the vision at this time, that's perfectly okay. And as long as you've communicated with them and made a connection with them, I think the most important thing is that you establish that relationship, because I've had situations where people join my business or my opportunity or me a year after I first introduced to them. So just put the information in front of them, give them an opportunity, and then we, and just cultivate that relationship.
And good news also, you ask about the training. The training has began. Last week we did our first 90-minute training that is recorded on our Facebook page. It's also, I believe, on the YouTube channel, Chris. And the good news is there is no cost, no additional cost for our training. So that's a blessing. Right. Okay, and this one's for JJ. It's from Ming. Ming asks, is the patch that we're using, or patches, are they waterproof?
Absolutely, they are. They will actually stay on for several days, although the recommended usage is that you're going to put on a fresh patch every morning, wear it for 8 to 12 hours, and then remove the patch. I will share with you that Trip, is a world-class surfer. That is one of his passions. He surfs all over the world, and he put the patches on and went surfing to test them, right?
I actually went for a surf. I was wearing a top, but I like a 2 mil top. I went surfing for about 2.5 hours. I came out, took the top off, and the patch, I had placed it on my shoulder blade, which is one of our recommended spots, and it was still there. Now, the efficacy of, obviously, the ingredients in there, I can't verify.
We can't speak to that, especially, he had it in salt water. And shoulder blade is a different location for a different product, where our weight release patches should be placed on your abdomen, anywhere on your abdomen, move it around, put it in a different spot every day. But yes, I have showered with them on, I have bathed with them on, and yes, they're waterproof.
Okay. And I've got mine on.
Oh, yes, you do.
Okay. All right. Well, we're going to do really quickly here, because we got a lot more questions, and we appreciate the number that have turned out. Trip is going to just take off the screen for 1 sec, and he's going to put the pictures up so we can show you a couple of the snapshots here from MVT. And I think you're going to be really, really happy. And to be able to see, this is very exciting to be in the birth, really, here of this company. And you're going to be blessed to be part of it. This is a great facility here in Irvine. When we have our official launch event coming up in 2015, you're going to actually be able to come here and be able to tour and take a look.
Yeah, so what
screen back on.
Yeah, screen's back on. So
Awesome.
What I'd like to show you guys is kind of give you a kind of, we're going to kind of take you into our world where we actually are. I took these pictures, 20 minutes ago?
Uh-huh.
And it'll give you sort of this perspective or a connection. We all connect on GoToMeetings and webinars and conference calls. And this is actually a physical picture of just me in a t-shirt and JJ with her 10-pound weight loss from our weight release test group.
That's right. Looking good.
I don't know if you know this, but Scott's going on 6'5", and I don't think you're shrinking. But so you'll get to actually see us. So I'm going to take one up. And George, who is the owner of MVT Studios, helped us take this picture. So there we are.
Yep.
And me with my eyes closed.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's early in the morning. I haven't awakened yet.
Let me show you guys another one. So there's a unique perspective of a studio we have access to. Now, George, you were not expecting to speak here. He's behind the scenes doing some work. But come on over here just for a quick second. We have about 50 plus people on the webinar. And maybe you can share a little bit of how long MVT's been around and kind of what you do and some of the clients that you work with.
MVT has been in business for approximately 34 years. We've been in Orange County for that long, but we do business around the country and around the world. But we have our own studio in Orange County right here. This specific location has been in business for 14 years, and we do all sorts of infomercials from cosmetic to just about anything you could, health product and what have you.
So George and I go back 25 years or so.
Absolutely.
We've shot all over the country. He has these huge trucks. He packs up that whole studio in trucks and brings it to whatever event or location that we're doing. Some of you that have been with us in the past know George because he did every one of the events with our previous company. And he's just recently come back from Russia and from France and from Canada. And this is truly a global production company that we are really blessed to have this wonderful collaboration with.
That particular studio right there, and JJ was a part of a show for that studio. I don't know what they do last year in gross volume sales.
Well, I don't know which that particular set we used for a skincare show that has not aired yet. That's still in the edit process and whatnot. But oh, you're talking about that show? Yeah, a nutritional show that was shot 3 years ago has done about close to $100 million in revenue. So,
Wow.
hey, George.
Thank you, George.
Yeah, welcome.
All right, so we'll leave that picture up there, and we'll go back to some questions. We just appreciate everybody being here on Saturday. We're very excited. Here is a question. It says from Iris. It says, are there any conditions under which somebody should not use, this is for JJ, the weight release patch, pregnant, heart condition, etc.?
Again, we cannot answer a medically based question or specific health condition. It is up to the person to seek their own advice. Again, we have no contraindication reports from the manufacturer for any of this, but we cannot legally speak to it, nor can we put it in writing. We've had lots of these kinds of questions come in, but according to FDA disclaimer requirements, people have to check with their own healthcare provider.
And I will say that on our suggested use for the weight release patch that comes with every product, it does say it's not recommended for anyone that's pregnant or nursing. So
right.
Again, though, that's just a standard thing that we put on our suggested use, but definitely consult a physician.
Okay, and here's a question from MR. It basically wants to know what type of B12 do we use in our Mega Energy B12?
Yeah, good question. So there's a couple of them out there. They come from various resources from plant. Most B12 comes from plant sources. This is an all natural vegetarian B12, and there's two types. There's, I think it's called cyanamethylcobalamin and methylanocobalamin, with the methyl being a little bit in test groups that I've seen, and again, I'm not a doctor or a nutritionist, but I've seen better testimonials at least with the methyl. So what we have in our B12 is 5,000 micrograms of methylcobalamin along with 10 plus essential vitamins. So it's almost like a multi-energy mega nutrition patch. It's super cool. Now, all I will tell you is this, Scott, how long have you been using it?
Just be a week coming up on Monday.
And tell me about your energy levels.
Well, it's been amazing. You know, the things you don't really notice yourself. But for me, I did notice immediately that I'm an early bird. I'm usually up like Trip, and we're up at 4:30 in the morning. Our best hours, at least my best hours, are between, you know, that time and about 1 o'clock. And then I'm usually ready for a little power nap. And I have not had to take any power naps in this first week. But what really blew me away was my wife, Stephanie. She said, Scott, I notice a difference. And I said, well, in what way? She goes, well, I know you guys are under a really heavy workload. You're tired, and yet your disposition and you're just more at peace and at rest. You're not seeming stressed out when things don't go right. And so when you hear it from your wife, you know, you really notice that she notices. So I find the energy, I sleep better at night. It's been truly amazing.
What about you, JJ?
Well, all I can say is I could not at this stage of my life keep pace with these two guys and keep up with the workload and the energy load and everything that we're involved in at the sprint here to get us into pre-launch phase if it weren't for these B12 patches. Because like you, Scott, my time was 2 o'clock in the afternoon. It's like, I need a break. I have to stop. I have to recharge, and I can just blast right through the days now. So I do feel a difference in my energy level.
Yeah, you're going to really notice, especially when we start shipping products here pretty quick, you're going to want to get everybody you know. That would be, I think, the most effective way of showing somebody. Because remember, there's a lot of doubting Thomases and Thomasettes out there that are going to want to know if our products are really effective. And boy, I think just the three of us, we've noticed, and I know Tripp, especially when it comes to products, man, he scrutinizes by the way he feels. And me too, kind of. And boy, I felt it immediately. And, on product, Dell asked, are you guys planning on coming up with a pain patch? Any ideas about a time frame?
You take that one, Tripp.
That's
the research.
Yeah, it's a good question. There's a lot of pain patches out there, that a lot of them from seats that you can buy at CVS, all the way to some that are in networking companies. But specific to a pain patch, we have not looked into that. That would be not on our top 5 list. But if you have any suggestions or opportunities or ideas, I'm definitely open to taking a look at them. I'm looking for all natural, high potency, high quality ingredients that can really help people. So we don't have any time at the immediate moment.
No, we don't. And in the future, we are brainstorming a lot and strategizing today, but we don't want to necessarily be known as a patch company. There are lots of other products we are looking at and looking for. And one of the most wonderful statements one of you consultants said to me about having this fabulous weight release patch is that, boy, I can visually identify my market. Absolutely. It's easy enough to see who will need our product and who can benefit from that part of the product. But back to the point of the question, there are lots of products that we are looking at that are in a different type of delivery form. So it may not always be a patch.
Yeah, that's right. And that's we are so excited. We can't open the bag to let the cat out, but we just have so much exciting stuff to look forward to as we move forward. Ken, we can't really answer. We can't ask what would be the anticipated cost to the distributors for the leads or the ad, used from the advertisements. That's putting the cart in front of the horse at this moment. But what we want to do is we want to keep the cost as low as possible as we move forward into that time frame when we have a better handle on that. Ken, of course, will be disclosing that. But at this point in time, we wouldn't even be able to even guess at what that might be.
We also have to hit a specific tipping point, if you will, in our growth to begin to justify the tremendous expense of producing shows. That's one part of the expense. And then buying the media time sufficiently so we have enough penetration in the marketplace for that show to be effective. So it's a formula, it's a matrix, if you will, that we have to reach a certain number of consultants, certain sales thresholds, and then absolutely we will open the floodgates and off we will be onto television.
Right. This is why it's so important. Thanks, JJ, because we are really, really in need of everybody to share the good news about my results, about the products. We want customers. We want to have, when we go into our opening pre-launch here very soon, we want to get these products shared through word of mouth. That's what's going to build this company. That's what's going to get us to the desired destination, the dreams that we have. So please help us on this vision and this dream to grow together. Okay. And let's see here. This would be, okay. Stephanie wants to know if we would be PDFing any scripts when we get there.
Yeah, absolutely. So one of the trainings that we're going to be doing is how to handle people that are customers, how to introduce customers, 30-second elevator pitch, business pitch, business close, scripts to handling the products. So once we get all that dialed in, We'll put together a script booklet, so to speak,
Yeah.
in a PDF form, and it'll be downloadable in your back
Right.
office.
And
yeah.
even like last week on our training, we did some email examples, and those were made available it was sent out to all of the members. And so we'll always make sure that we have stuff, and make sure you print it out, keep it in a file, save it to your computer.
If your question, Stephanie, was in reference to television, absolutely there will be scripts that will be very planned out and methodically thought through, not only based on our past experience, but how we know we're going to create the most success for you, because when you were the successful one, the company is the successful one. So we are all headed toward the same dream and the vision. It's how fast we can get there depends on you guys. Depends on your excitement, your ability to communicate the message and show something brand new to the world.
Great. And MR, you asked about the contact management that's coming. It's not in there yet, but you wanted to know how to add email addresses. And so the contact management system, when it's up and live, it will be pretty self-explanatory and easy to use. Is that correct?
We're going to do a training on that as well. What we're going to basically have is a basic landing page, and that landing page is going to consist of specifically for inviting people to the business. It's going to consist of a 30-second kind of video and or maybe just some text, and they're going to want to put their name, email, and phone number in every one of our what they're called landing pages. A landing page is where a prospect will go to get some basic information and to get additional information. They'll put their name, email, and phone number in. Once that's set up, and we have one of our founding ambassador distributors, or whatever you want to call him, he's actually planning or creating our first landing page with our automatic follow-up series that should be probably launching congruently with the pre-launch of the company. So that it's going to be really cool, because what it's going to allow you guys to do is just say, hey, I'd like to send you some more information. If you physically are talking to them, and they could put their name, their email, and their phone number in there, or you could send out a link to that landing page. You can post that link on your social media sites. So there's a lot of ways that we're going to market that'll create the automation, and obviously that makes your life a lot
right
better.
And it'll be like Tripp said, we'll be doing a training on that. We got a lot of questions. We're coming up on the top of the hour, so we're going to have to speed it up a little bit. How much will the patches cost to use initially, to the user initially? Now when we have our shopping cart added in, we're going to actually have an opportunity when you go in to set up your site in the back office there to choose to be either a customer or a consultant. And you will notice that there will be some different prices back there. We haven't determined absolutely. You'll see that when we go live, but there'll be a retail price. That would be if JJ was my neighbor and she said, hey, I want to try that weight release protocol. And I just send her to my website. She clicks on shop. She goes in there, selects her products. I only want to buy them one time. I want to try it for 30 days, see how I like it. She's going to pay what we call a retail price. We'll also have a second option for people that want to come in and save a little bit of money. They'll get a reduction in the price if they go on our monthly order assurance program, where we'll ship them out on a monthly basis. And then, of course, as a consultant, that's the very lowest price, and that's where you'll get a 1 month supply. Right now, we're talking about our 1 month supply of our patches, and that will be $34.95, Ken. That's what we have right now to work with. So stay tuned as we move forward for the updates when the shopping cart and back office are ready to go. Okay, when will the weight release product be available to order?
Well, back what Tripp said, we're shooting for the middle of November. That's our target. And what a fabulous time to be able to order this type of product, going headlong into holiday celebrations and holiday meals and holiday parties and all of that. And based on the results that we're getting and the feedback from our test group and from my personal experience and Scott's, that it is so much easier to make smarter choices. I had one of our test group people email me the other night and said, oh, we had to go to a birthday celebration, and here came dessert, and it was my very favorite dessert, which is New York style cheesecake. And she said, I had one bite of the cheesecake and I was totally fine with pushing the rest of it away.
Yeah.
So it is such a great buddy system for your body and for your mind and for the choices that you make. And so our target and our desire is mid-November. And as Tripp said, we'll keep you posted on that. And believe me, you guys will be the first to know when you can
Absolutely.
go online and order product.
Yeah.
But perfect for the holiday season to help everybody you know, including yourself, get through the holidays without gaining 10 pounds this year or whatever we normally add this time of year. So we're not going to gain any weight this holiday season. We're gonna
Hey.
get rid of it.
That's our Christmas present.
Yeah.
Okay, well, Tripp, Iris asked about the estimated date on having a shopping cart in our website.
Awesome, because you're obviously, based on this question, it sounds like you have a couple customers interested in the product. The good news is that when we do go into our pre-launch, the pre-launch is going to consist of an ability to sign up customers. So if I can get that done by the 15th or whatever that projected date is, you'll have an opportunity to enroll consultants and also have customers make purchases for you. So we're pretty excited about that.
And what service Tripp will we be shipping our product by? UPS, the post office, or what?
Scott's going to be hand delivering them by Pony Express. No, I'm just kidding. Right now, what our fulfillment facility that we have is USPS, so United States Postal Service.
And we apologize for any sound issues, Mark. It says the sound keeps going in and out. So we're just kind of trying to do the best we can from this little studio. So anyways, okay. So Earl, what you want to do is send an email to I have this big booming voice, and it's always been that way, so it's really hard. But anyways, Earl, if you want to get enrolled, because we do know we had some people that wanted to be here, just send an email to me. If you don't have it, I'm sure you have my email, because this is Earl Wood and I talk to you all the time. But send me an email and we'll get you a link where you can go ahead and get enrolled right away for this.
Is he going to know it's a two-step process?
Yes. And remember, there is a two-step process in all enrollments, which basically means, Earl, when you get the link, you'll click on the join. You'll go ahead and make your setup payment, which is the $49.90. That will secure your position in the matrix. And then once you have completed and that payment has been accepted, you'll see a continue button to set up your account, where you'll select your username, your password, and your personal information. Don't close out the payment page once it's accepted. Look for the continue button and make sure you set up your account. How much will the leads? I think we've already talked about this. We don't know what the cost of the leads will be until we get to that, until that process. So that will be coming. Hello down the road. Will there be a link to recorded webinars or intros on our websites?
So let me just read that again. So will there be a link to a recorded webinar? Good question. So the answer is everyone's going to have a replicated website where they can sign up customers or build enrollments. But we're also going to link our marketing system on our website. So if someone wants to click a button that may say learn more, it's going to take them to what we call our landing page, where they can opt in to get more information. So two good things happen. One, it takes them to a recorded presentation that they can view at their own leisure. And two, you're going to get a lead in your marketing system that you can then follow up with.
Okay, and John wants to know who is formulating the products.
We have various manufacturers.
Yes, there's several different formulators that we work with. And of course, that is obviously information that we can't disclose at this point in time. So anyways, okay. Donna wants to know about a glutathione patch.
Great question. I don't even know if Scott and JJ know about this, but we're looking at some really, really cool, definitely custom formulated patches, and glutathione is definitely a product that we're taking a very close look at. Don't have a timeline on it or a time frame, but
okay. Tammy wants to know, how much product do you have ready to ship? Well, how much do you need, Tammy? Just let us know. and we will be ready to go. Any comments on that?
Yeah.
Can you get her as much as she needs?
My comment on that, Tammy, is that you cannot outpace me because I'm on the B12 right now. So whatever you can order, I can ship, or the company can ship. So that's the good news.
That is really exciting because we really want to encourage people to really get the message out there. And believe me, we will get the product out into the hands of the hungry consultants and the consumer. Okay, so John, you ask, is the plan to purchase these leads that come in through the infomercials, or is this a model that is going to be based like ITV Ventures, where you purchase call credits and so forth? So we really, once again, are putting that cart before the horse, because we have to really understand that what we're doing is we're building this in a phases. As we move forward, we're going to be able to do more and more. So, I mean, I hate to keep putting the cart before the horse, but what do you have to say?
Right. And then John, I also see what else you wrote, and I concur with you. I'd love to have, the fact that you guys are offering suggestions, and we're definitely open to them. But having had experience in the business model, so we're looking forward to getting that off the ground. And there's probably 5 different options that we're taking a look at.
Yeah, I have to add here too that anybody that was involved with ITV Ventures, and what a fabulous opportunity that was and learning curve for us, the direct response business as a business model has changed dramatically since those days. So we have to look at everything with new and fresh eyes and recalculate everything, because it's just a different type of business model these days, and it evolves very, very fast in terms of the cost of the DR business, the back end of the DR business, all the other things that we have available to us that were never even available back in those days. So all of us as a group that did have that great experience a few years ago, we have to sort of let that go and put it aside, because this is a brand new day and a brand new business model.
Right. Well, here's a good question too for you, JJ. Maybe you can ask Edward or Eduardo. Wants to know if my results have product certification from government or private organizations.
No, it does not. Number one, government organizations don't yet control the nutrition industry. That's been an ongoing battle with those of us that have been in the ingestible business for many, many years. And while the FDA has that standard disclaimer we have to use, because the FDA does not control the nutrition business. We hope they never do. So there is no certification program that we can get for a product like this. So again, you may find other similar products. You're certainly not going to find our formula anywhere, because that's for my results. But it works. Use it and get your own results. And that's the best kind of testimonial and results-oriented information that we can get.
All right. Well, listen, if there's any questions, we've got just about 5 minutes remaining. I've come to the end of the questions that have been typed in. If you have any, this would be your last opportunity to type in. We'll take a couple of more. We want to remind you that this is about promotion at this point in time. So tomorrow evening at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 o'clock, Trip and I will be doing another live presentation. This is the place that you'll want to be bringing people. We really want to get people on Sunday nights. That should be our biggest night. And you want to take this information that we've shared today, and you want to get a hold of some people and invite them. We'll have a link out to you this afternoon. In fact, I may have it out while I'm here at the studio, so you can have a head start to get your people registered. You'll want to register, copy the link, the registration link, and boom, and get that sent out to your people ASAP and get them on tomorrow night's live event. So with that being said, if there's not any other questions, JJ, do you have anything that you'd like to share before we sign off here?
Well, just how much fun it is for the three of us to be in the same room. We have literally launched this company virtually. Trip and I have seen each other a couple of times because we live a couple hours distance. But first time Scott has been with us. Great fun to hang out here at MVT Studios today and really get our creative juices going. And I will also be on the 5 o'clock call tomorrow night.
Great.
For probably the first half of it, because then I have to prepare for the 6 o'clock call with our weight release test group. So that's also a Sunday night call. It's only open to the test group people, but I'll be on the call with you guys at 5 o'clock tomorrow for a while. So we'll look forward to chatting tomorrow evening.
Yeah, and that's 5 Pacific because we're in the Pacific time zone here. So 8 o'clock Eastern time. Trip, you got anything?
No, I just want to say thanks, guys, for coming on a Saturday. I know it's still it's a busy time or a fun time. You could take the time out of what you may be doing otherwise to attend this. We're at the beginning of the beginning, and as you can tell by a lot of these questions. So just the fact that you're here, I appreciate it, and I look forward to working with all you guys real soon.
Yeah, we're excited about it, and we will look forward to talking to you soon. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you tomorrow night, 5 o'clock Pacific, 8 Eastern. Bye-bye.